Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Jai Hind. Historical events of 21st March, a journey through time of 21st March 2025, Friday. Today's, that is 21st March, highlight in history. 1788. A fire in New Orleans leaves most of the town in ruins. 1800. With the church leadership driven out of Rome during an armed conflict, Pius VII is crowned Pope in Venice with a temporary papal tiara made of papier-mâché. 1801. The Battle of Alexandria is fought between British and French forces near the ruins of Nicopolis near Alexandria in Egypt. 1804. Code Napoleon is adopted as French civil law. 1814. Napoleonic Wars. Austrian forces repel French troops in the Battle of Arcis-sur-Aube. 1821. Greek War of Independence. Greek revolutionary siege Calabriata. 1829. The Wellington-Winchilsea duel takes place in London involving the Prime Minister, the Duke of Wellington. 1844. The Baha'i calendar begins. This is the first day of the first year of the Baha'i calendar. It is annually celebrated by members of the Baha'i faith as the Baha'i New Year on Nowruz. 1861. Alexander H. Stephens gives the cornerstone speech. 1871. Otto von Bismarck is appointed as the first Chancellor of the German Empire. 1871. Journalist Henry Morton Stanley begins his trek to find the missionary and explorer David Livingstone. 1918. World War I. The first phase of the German spring offensive, Operation Mitchell, begins. 1919. The Hungarian Soviet Republic is established, becoming the first communist government to be formed in Europe after the October Revolution in Russia. 1921. The new economic policy is implemented by the Bolshevik Party in response to the economic failure as a result of war communism. 1925. The Butler Act prohibits the teaching of human revolution in Tennessee. 1925. Syngman Rhee is removed from office after being impeached as the President of the Provisional Government of Republic of Korea. 1925. Ravel's opera L'Enfant at Les Sortilèges to a libretto by Colette is premiered at the Opera de Monte Carlo. 1928. Charles Lindbergh is presented with the Medal of Honor for the first solo transatlantic flight. 1934. The landmark Australian Eastern Mission led by John Latham departs on its 3-month tour of East and Southeast Asia. 1935. Shah of Iran Reza Shah Pahlavi formally asked the international community to call Persia by its native name Iran. 1937. Ponce Massacre. 19 unarmed civilians in Ponce, Puerto Rico are gunned down by police in a terrorist attack ordered by the US appointed Governor Blanton Winship. 1943. Wehrmacht officer Rudolf von Gersdorff plots to assassinate Adolf Hitler by using a suicide bomb, but the plan falls through. Von Gersdorff is able to defuse the bomb in time and avoid suspicion. 1945. World War II. British troops liberate Mandalay, Burma. 1945. World War II. Operation Carthage Royal Air Force planes bomb Gestapo headquarters in Copenhagen, Denmark. They also accidentally hit a school, killing 125 civilians. 1945, World War II. Bulgaria and the Soviet Union successfully complete their defense of the north bank of the Drava River as the Battle of the Transdanubian Hills concludes. 1946, the Los Angeles Rams signed Kenny Washington, making him the first African American player in professional American football since 1933. 1952, Alan Freed presents the Moondog Coronation Ball, the first rock and roll concert in Cleveland, Ohio. 1960, Apartheid Sharpeville Massacre, South Africa. Police opened fire on a group of black South African demonstrators, killing 69 and wounding 180. 1963, Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary closes. 1965, Ranger program. NASA launches Ranger 9, the last in a series of uncrewed lunar space probes. 1965, Martin Luther King Jr. leads 3,200 people on the start of the third and finally successful civil rights march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. 1968, Battle of Karame in Jordan between the Israel Defense Forces and the combined forces of the Jordanian Armed Forces and PLO. 1970, the first Earth Day proclamation is issued by Joseph Alioto, Mayor of San Francisco. 1970, San Diego Comic Con, the largest pop and culture festival in the world, hosts its inaugural event. 1980, Cold War. American President Jimmy Carter announces a United States boycott of the 1980 Summer Olympics in Moscow to protest the Soviet-Afghan War. 1983, the first cases of the 1983 West Bank fainting epidemic begin. Israelis and Palestinians accuse each other of poison gas, but the cause is later determined mostly to be psychosomatic. 1986, Debbie Thomas became the first African American to win the World Figure Skating Championships. 1989, Trans-Brazil Flight 801 crashes into a slum near Sao Paulo or Guarulhos International Airport, killing 25 people. 1990, Namibia becomes independent after 75 years of South African rule. 1994, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change enters into force. 1999, Bertrand Piccard and Brian Jones become the first to circumnavigate the Earth in a hot air balloon. 2000, Pope John Paul II makes his first ever pontifical visit to Israel. 2006, the social media site X, former Twitter, is founded. 2019, 2019 Jiangsu chemical plant explosion occurs, killing at least 47 people and injuring 640 others. 2022, China Eastern Airlines Flight 5735 crashes in Guangzhou, China, killing 132 people. Thank you very much for your patience. Request for like, share and subscribe.